You're listening to Fourth and Inches on Spreaker Web Radio, presented by Bayou State Pawn and Jewelry and Bayou Bark. Now here are the hosts, Nick Lott and Armando Ramirez.
And it's Friday on Fourth and Inches. We're coming at y'all. Olympics Week 1 in the books. It's been a week since the opening ceremonies, but first off, I'm Nick Lott. He's Armando Ramirez. Check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/Fourth and Inches. Twitter, at NotTheFakeInLot, at DJATrax92. We have a jam-packed show, a lot to get to. America tied with China in the medal count. We'll get to that later. But Armando, we got a lot to talk about today.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about. We got gymnastics. We got everything, anything and everything from the Olympics that you could possibly think of. We got, and we just want to give you kind of an overview of what we've been seeing in the Olympics for this past week, and especially on the note of swimming and gymnastics, because those, of course, are the two biggest events, the two biggest sports that we watch every 4 years.
Right. And before we get into like the individual sports, they were talking about it on the radio earlier in the week. And I was unaware of this, but apparently whenever you win a medal, they pay you for it, which I guess that makes sense. You represent your country pays you for it, but you have to pay taxes on top of that. And I mean, looking at it, they were looking at the calculations of what medal winners might owe the IRS using the 35% tax rate. A gold medal winner would owe right at $9,000. A silver medal winner would owe like $5,300, $5,400, something like that, and a bronze winner would owe $3,500. And so, with that being said, Michael Phelps's 8 golds in Beijing, he owed the IRS around $72,000.
What are you talking about, Willis?
I know, it's one of those dumb rules that the American government comes up with. I personally think if you represent your country and you qualify for the events that you can win the medals in, you shouldn't have to pay a tax on them. Yeah, some people may disagree with the athletes actually getting paid for medals, but when you look at them, they're not the medals themselves. Like what it costs to make them and what it costs to produce them, the medals themselves aren't exactly worth however much they're getting paid, and much less the taxes that they're paying on them. What do you think about it?
I mean, they work their butts off every single day. Michael, I can't even imagine how many hours Michael Phelps spends in a pool each day, and how many he eats like
12,000 calories a day.
Exactly, and he does it all for the Olympics. And I mean, if he doesn't get paid for, I mean, he has endorsements and everything, but it's nice to see, or it's nice to hear that for all his hard work, he is getting paid something. And it's just like Olympic. It's just like the basketball team. The basketball team's always said that they want to get paid, and I guess they do get paid somewhat.
They get paid enough in the NBA, though.
Yeah, they do.
Like if you really think about it.
Yeah, they really do. But I mean, they want more. They want more of an incentive to come to the Olympics. But
right.
I mean, what more incentive do you want? Like,
exactly.
Get your gold medal.
And we're going to get into basketball more. They rout Nigeria by over 80 points. We'll get into that with more detail later in the show. But swimming, obviously Michael Phelps, 5 total medals, 3 gold, 2 silver, 5 medals in these Olympic Games. I think his total's up to, with these 5, I think he's up to 21 now. So
yeah,
I guess technically that was a spoiler alert, but
Not really.
I could have told you he was going to win the 100 fly. And Ryan Lochte also has 5 medals, 2 golds, 2 silvers, and a bronze.
He's dropping out of his last race.
Oh, yeah, I did not know that. So
yeah, I guess
Ryan Lochte is done for the 2012 Olympics. Then,
I guess the workload was a little bit too much. He swam back to back. He swam back to back. Like I think it was
last night. Yeah, I saw that.
So
It was
I guess he was
It was like he swam, Missy Franklin swam a qualifier, and then he swam a
again.
final.
Yeah. So I guess I can understand why he would not want to do this next event. But although Michael Phelps has one more event, and it will be the last of his career, he's the 4x100 meter medley relay on Saturday. So on Saturday,
So Lochte not going to be in that.
no. So we're gonna see if Mike can make it. Good old
6
number 22
and 6 for this game.
and 18
But the
goals.
thing to me, yeah, his medal count total, I think now it's 17 gold, 4 silver and 2 bronze, or 2 silver and 2 bronze.
Something.
Yeah,
along
2
those
silver and
lines.
2 bronze. But something else that was also surprising whenever we were looking at stuff, planning out the show, I came across a stat that 7 Americans who aren't Michael Phelps and Ryan Lochte have won some sort of medal in these Olympics. That just kind of shows you how dominant the U.S. is as a swimming team. I mean, you have Missy Franklin winning 4 medals, Allison Smith winning 4 medals, Dana Vollmer winning 2 medals, Ricky Behrens winning 2 medals, Rebecca Sony winning 2 medals, Matt Grievers winning 2 medals,
Not to mention all the world
Nathan
records.
Adrian winning 2 medals, winning a gold there, Cullen Jones winning 2 silvers. The list goes on and on. Elizabeth Beisel just going down the list on NBCOlympics.com.
That Nathan
And-
Adrian. That did you watch
Isn't he
that?
like 6'8" or something like that?
Yeah, but he won that event. Did you watch it?
No,
he won,
I didn't.
But he won by 1/100th of a
So
second.
what? Michael Phelps beat Cabbage in the one, or was that the 200-meter fly? In
I think-
08?
yeah.
Oh no, that was the 100-meter fly that he won. By
Yeah, exactly.
1/100th of a second.
Basically, it was that. It was that amount, and it was just crazy to look at it on the TV and see. Wow, that was like not even a fingertip.
Yeah, I mean, you see the ad that Morgan Freeman narrates with the Michael Phelps winning 8 golds,
Yeah.
and the ad that Visa actually did for him after he won his record 19th medal, that was pretty cool. But
Most definitely.
obviously pre-recorded because they didn't come up with that in 5 minutes, so we kind of knew it was inevitable. But if it didn't happen, I
It
guess.
would be a pretty big
Yeah.
disappointment.
But another thing I wanted to get into before we go to break is NBC. They had a spoiler alert before Missy Franklin's first finals race that she ended up winning a gold. I forget what event it was exactly. Before the event was obviously everything's on tape delay, and that's drawn up a huge argument of, if ESPN was covering the Olympics, everything would be live because ESPN is the biggest brand in sports. But that's beside the point. Anyway, so before her first final, NBC ran this commercial for the next day's edition of the Today Show, and Missy Franklin had a gold medal on in the commercial, and I didn't really catch it till later. I was like, she just. And then she wins the race, and I go back, and I was like, I thought that was her first medal. Like, maybe she won 2. I don't know. And I went back, and NBC came out, and they issued an apology, and they said it won't happen again. But that's one of the things that happens whenever you have events on tape delay.
Most definitely. I mean, it didn't really happen during the Beijing.
No, you didn't
Beijing
see it
Olympics.
as much. I mean, there were like different events that.
Yeah.
And that was before Twitter was really even huge.
Yeah.
But with Twitter and Facebook now, I mean,
you would have to turn off. You would have to turn off every connection you have towards social media to not find out until later tonight.
And I understand there's a 7-hour time difference, so
6 hours.
6 hours. So, and with that comes some difficulties, but I mean.
You could.
NBC is the Olympics till 2020, I'm pretty sure. And if ESPN covers it after that, that would be great. It would be interesting to see what ESPN could bring to the Olympics with their however many different channels they have now. And DirecTV, they have their own 4 channels of Olympic coverage. And with ESPN, I guarantee that would be even bigger. But We're going to be right back. Fourth and Inches. We're going to break down gymnastics and a bunch of other stories. So hang in there. We'll be right back. Fourth and Inches. We're coming back.
You're listening to Fourth and Inches on Spreaker Web Radio, presented by Bayou State Pawn and Jewelry, Bayou Bark, and RDM Audio. Now here are the hosts, Nick Lott and Armando Ramirez.
We're back. Fourth and Inches. Nick Lott, Armando Ramirez. You ready to break down gymnastics?
Let's do this.
And I was about to touch on something before we went to break, and like I was saying before we went to break, with all the Facebook and Twitter and social media, that really it was there in 08, but not as big of a deal.
Really.
No, it was, but it wasn't. Everybody had it, you know.
Exactly. Well, I mean, I think Facebook was big.
Facebook was definitely bigger than
Facebook
Twitter, but
big.
now...
Yeah, Facebook has been big for who knows how long. But
since I was in high school.
Yeah,
since before I got to
yeah.
high school.
So Facebook has been... It's like ancient now, but Twitter is just getting in. Every athlete, every sports figure has a Twitter.
Every famous person.
Exactly. So it's just getting big, and and everybody's telling each other what's going on Twitter.
I follow Sean Johnson and Nastia Luke, and they're obviously there at the all-around competition. So, and granted, it was a very close race with Gabby Douglas and the Russian girl that she beat. It really came down to the last exercise floor. But when it came down to it, I knew that she won. So really, I wasn't nervous for her. But if it wasn't for social media and tape delay and all that, nobody would know. And it kind of ruins unless you, like Armando was saying, unless you completely shut yourself off, it ruins the dramatic element to everything, because Gabby Douglas winning the all-around last night does it she was as good as I've seen her this whole Olympics. I mean, from beam, that's where Allie Raisman, who ended up coming in fourth, that's where she lost it. She didn't fall off the beam, but her hand touched the beam. That's I think a half a point deduction. And then she had a couple other balance checks. But Gabby Douglas, flawless, wins gold in the all-around. And she went on to say, the all-around matters to me. People keep saying that I'm the first Black American to win the all-around gold medal. So I thought, yeah, I forgot about that. It was amazing. I feel so honored, and it's a barrier breaker. And I think that just says something more about it. And Douglas is the only American to have gold medals in both the team competition and the all-around. That's total. I mean, Nastia Lukin didn't get that last year. Carly Patterson did. I mean, with Gabby Douglas winning the all-around, that links her to Nastia Lukin, Carly Patterson, Mary Lou Retton. That links her to all them for forever. And in 4 years, we're going to be saying whoever wins the all-around, if it's an American, she's going to be linked to Gabby Douglas and Nastia. It's just a list that...
It's a big chain.
Exactly.
Reaction, I guess you could say.
Yeah, and it's just really cool that she won that. It's really cool that she broke barriers, so to speak.
And she seemed really genuine. You know, most gymnasts would be like, "Oh, I'm so relieved that I won that. I'm so relieved that I got that out of the way." But she seemed genuine. She was really, really genuinely happy to win the gold medal.
And Gabby Douglas drew up some really big storylines because she moved to Des Moines to train with Ling Chow, Sean Johnson's coach from 2008. That was a really big deal on her family financially to move to. And
emotionally.
And Chow said he honestly, when he first saw her, that he didn't think he would be dealing with a future Olympian. And so just the fact that, I mean, and he obviously has so much experience with coaching Sean Johnson and various other Olympians. He knows what he can see. And the fact that Gabby Douglas was able to take that constructive criticism, and here she is sitting with a gold medal around her neck in the all-around, the most prestigious event in women's gymnastics. That just said something a lot. You saw her family crying, everybody crying for her. Yeah. And I